An intense heat wave is sweeping through India, with the mercury soaring almost 50 degrees Celsius.
I'm 74 years old. I have never seen New Delhi go through this much of heat ever in my life.
The extreme heat has also affected wheat production in India, the second largest producer after China. The Indian government has announced a ban on all exports of wheat with the immediate effect, a move that is set to intensify the global shortage created by the war in Ukraine. New Delhi was quick in its attempt to ease both international markets and the troubled domestic economy.
What it is doing is, in the name of prohibition, we are directing the wheat trade in a certain direction. We do not want wheat to go in an unregulated manner to places where it might just get either hoarded or where it may not be used to the purpose which we are hoping it would be used for, which is serving the food requirements of vulnerable nations and vulnerable people.
India says existing wheat contracts will continue as usual, and exports are allowed for future deals between different governments. Wheat prices have risen more than 60% this year, driven up by Russia's incursion into Ukraine.
Russia has deliberately decided to extend the military war against Ukraine into a war of grains, a so-called wheat war, into many states across the world, especially Africa. With the blockade of Ukrainian grain exports as a result of destroyed transport routes and warehouses, Russia's actions are causing supplies to fail, prices to rise immeasurably, not only in our country but around the world, and it creates a threat of brutal hunger.
Russia and Ukraine account for almost a third of the world's wheat exports. And now with Russia's blockade on Ukrainian grain and the West's sanctions on Moscow, the markets are reacting fiercely on India's inexplicit ban. The EU's Agriculture Commissioner and the Agriculture Ministers of Poland, Ukraine and the US have convened in Warsaw to discuss the global food crisis. Although India's fresh statements have eased concerns slightly, the ministers are expected to call on New Delhi to allow the shipment of 1.8 million tons of grain waiting at Indian ports. The unusual high temperatures are expected to end soon in India, but the same cannot be said for the ongoing Russian attacks in Ukraine, which continues to create further food shortages around the world. Mehmet Solmaz, TRT World.